So Marcel here with another interview. I actually grabbed myself Rekkles from Team Fnatic, and coming into this game, I actually saw like a pretty interesting start that at 10 and 20 minutes you were like probably like the lowest ranked AD carry in terms of gold. Do you think that has something to do with the ability that you have to take the leader position and like guide your team, or is it just like a side effect from that maybe?
I would say it's related to many things, but one of them is definitely the fact that I now have to take more responsibility than I've ever done before, and that kind of goes with shot calling and kind of just looking out for others even in the game, which as an AD carry is very tough to do because you're constantly last hitting, and if you're not last hitting you're probably just walking from base. So it's a very hard task to put off or pull off, I would say. It's just something I have to kind of grow into with time, so perhaps as of now it pulls me down in terms of individual performance, but it's just a fall I'm ready to take if it would in the long run pay off for the team's best.
So I mean, it's kind of obvious that you guys probably scrimmed G2 this week because both of you ran like similar team compositions, and I mean, Corki has been one of the strongest things, and of course in Italy in that kind of regard. Do you like actually like the way the game is right now, where you basically just group up and take down towers, or what's your whole take on this whole like composition, like poke and everything?
I think personally I don't really enjoy it that much because it just feels like a Mexican standoff at all times. It's just either one team has engaged, another one just has poke, and the fights are just very inconsistent, or both teams have poke and then you're just a Mexican standoff, right? So it just feels like it's not really the explosive or action-packed game that we would see at Worlds, for example, with the top laners being so strong and constant team peeing behind and a lot of 5v5s for Dragons and Barons. So it's just not really this action-packed game anymore, unfortunately. And I can even feel it while I play, and I'm sure many people who actually watch it can see it as well. So I'm not the biggest of fans, I would say, but then again, it's just the games just keep evolving over and over, so maybe in a month or two we'll see another game anyways.
So of course, judging your last game that you just played, it was basically like an ARAM for 20 minutes, and you guys had like troubles playing around Baron. Is that like a side effect of Yellowstar not being able to guide you through that, or maybe like a blue trinket change, because you know blue trinkets are really, really good at like preventing that Baron thing, or is that maybe, like I said, Yellowstar maybe having like the one or two words there that helped you out in that regard?
Well, I guess for starters, we had pretty much the wrong idea going into things. Once they picked the Lux, I think we should have went away from the whole sieging mid thing to using our Shen ult, using me on a side lane, get me some levels over Astral, and then I can actually be played as a split pusher in a way. So I feel like we just kind of had the wrong idea going into things, and we realized with time, or I realized with time, because it's after all my obligation as a shot caller as well to see these kind of small things or adjustments we have to make in the game. So I kind of just tried to make the calls of catching Ryze, and once the Baron came into the consideration, I just said I don't think we should actually do it, because there's a high chance that Lux just puts down the E, puts down the ult, Esther ult. So it's actually 50, like maybe even more in their favor than it should be due to this. So I just felt like it was a risk we didn't have to take, because if we just kept up the pressure on side lanes, kept trying to catch the Ryze, we would eventually get something off it, and then we could maybe push down the towers. So it was a call of my own, because we actually talked about it in the game if we should do Baron or not, but I just thought it wasn't. It was a way for them to win the game, but only a way for us to lose it.
So of course, you're playing a lot of different AD carries. What do you think right now are the strongest? I mean, besides Kalista has like a ridiculous win rate. Do you think that Lucian maybe is up there because you play a lot of Lucian? I know that Hyanan, for example, really likes Misfortune for her team fighting abilities right now, and there are a lot of different styles of AD carries, but what do you prefer right now? Do you play more the AD caster style or auto-attack based champions?
Well, I think first of all, Essence Reaver is a pretty strong item in general, so anything that can run it is to be considered a very strong carry, unless you're building Blue Build Astral or Corki. So I feel like it's just, as you said, you can choose of many things, but I think it's just team preferences. For example, H2K loves to run the Corki AD carry, which is something other teams would not do at all, because they just preferred mid. Some teams love to play MF, such as Vitality, because for the team fighting, and some teams just don't like it at all because they don't even play team fighting. So I just think it's up to the teams themselves what they want to play, and we actually haven't really figured out where to put, or I haven't figured out where to put myself yet in my team, because I've just been so worried about how we should play together. So I've kind of just forgot myself somewhere in between. So I've just been like kind of in and out of everything and tried everything out. But I definitely agree on the point that Kalista is a rank higher than everyone else, due to the fact that she just enables her support to pretty much just carry the game.
So yeah, you talked about like maybe your own performance is taking a dip. Do you think that's probably like the hardest issue to have to face right now in your entire career? That you have to take that one step above like everyone else, take that leadership role while also like focusing on your own performance? Like, is that the hardest issue you had to face so far?
I would definitely say it's the hardest difference, because so far in my career, or kind of when your career starts, you just fall back on everything you've practiced over the solo queue games, right? So for myself, it was mechanical skill and just playing the game smart, and I wasn't really shot calling or doing anything. I was just kind of throwing out information about my own lane, right? And just all the time putting the attention towards myself. But changing that towards the whole team or a global view and kind of forgetting yourself in between is a very hard change to make, and it's definitely going to take more time than just 3 weeks. I think so far I've been really inconsistent. Some games I pull it off and some games I don't. But I think with time, if I just keep working hard and keep putting down the effort in scrims during every day and really try to grow into it as soon as possible, I think I will be more than fine once playoffs comes around, or maybe even before.
All right, thank you so much for your time. Very insightful answers, of course, and I think every Fnatic fan is happy to hear that. As always, you can check out more of our coverage at theScore eSports.com and check out our other interviews on the page. Thank you so much for watching.